Our guest today on Tape Swap Radio is Brother JT, his band. So we have with us JT, Jamie, Ron, and Mike. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
The new album is Tornado Juice. So first off, what's Tornado Juice?
It's an old term for dodgy LSD that I learned on the Silk Road. I wasn't on the Silk Road, but if I was, I would have learned that there.
Okay. So JT, you've been playing for a while now, originally with the Original Sins, and then Brother JT 3, and then different incarnations.
Beginning of my fourth decade, I believe, of recording activity or something. The beginning, about 80, the early 80s, certainly.
The fourth decade.
Yeah.
And you're still with it making music, so what's driving you to still make music at this point?
Lack of success. It's a real motivator. It's like if I had been successful in a significant way, I think I probably would have just relaxed. But I just keep thinking I'm gonna get it, But it's more at this point, just it's fun, and it's a habit. It's like a habit, an addiction to writing songs.
Okay. And the rest of you guys, what's your feeling about being in the band? How do you like playing with JT?
It's a dream come true. No, that's actually true. I mean, these are great songs, and we get to do a lot of different kinds of music. So.
Okay. So when did you all join up with him?
I've been playing with JT loosely since
99 or something.
Yeah, 99.
And really, Ron came in around 2013, so that was about 5 years, right? Yeah. And Mike came in a little later, like 3 or 4 years. I don't even know. It's like a blur. This decade's been kind of.
I'm the Ringo of the band. Like the luckiest man in the world. I was in my place at the right time. Jamming with these guys. They gave me a call eventually. So.
Great. All right. So when you were playing back, JT, when you were playing back with the Original Sins, that was very garage rocky, and your sound, still harkens back to that. But are you still looking back to the same types of influences? Are you listening to new stuff now that's creeping into your music?
Yeah, I try to listen to everything, because it gets tiresome, about just doing garage. Garage is kind of limiting. So we like to do that. We also like to do stuff that we can stretch out in a jam kind of way, and stuff that people can dance to, and sensitive ballads, and all this stuff, just to make it more interesting for us. And, so I listen to all sorts of stuff. Anything.
Yeah. So you have the new album Tornado Juice.
Yeah.
When you were recording this, did you notice? Is there any change with how this album was made versus maybe some of your other albums recently?
We went to an actual studio as opposed to like the album before this we did in our practice space, and the album before that largely recorded in my house. So we went to a real studio with expensive microphones and a guy who sort of knows what he's doing rather than me. And then we took the basic tracks and I overdubbed them at home. But yeah, I think there's a significant foundation of well-recorded audio there that maybe was missing for several years.
It was Ray Ketchum at Magic Door, Montclair, New Jersey.
Yeah, Elk City is the band he's in. And the last time we did anything like this was at Dan's house studio back in like 2007, and other than that, I've just been doing like home recording, and I think it was an upgrade sort of.
We also played these songs live.
Yes.
Before we recorded them, and we let them kind of evolve into what they're going to be.
Marinate.
A little bit longer than the previous album.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that made kind of a difference.
Playing it live like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
When you guys are playing live, I mean, what's going through your head? Are you trying to kind of stay really get really close to the song? Are you kind of moving in and out to kind of just feel the moment? What's going through your head when you're playing a concert?
That's a good question.
For me,
I try to remember for me, the guy who writes most of the songs, what did I write this about? Because a lot of times you go up there on autopilot and you're just like blah blah blah, like whatever. But if you remember the emotion that caused you to write the song, you can definitely refuel your engine towards making it more meaningful to the audience. So I try to remember, oh yeah, this is about what happened there, and you know, it affects me. So you know, try to think. I don't know what the other guys think about it.
Yeah, it's a good question, man. I think, you know, in the moment of playing, I mean, we all know we have the songs are arranged, but we're all trying to do a little something that's a little bit more, a little bit more than some of the four guys jamming.
Try to hold
It's
down
just
the
so
bottom
pushy.
end with Jamie, with the rhythm section. And the most important thing is get ready for cues from JT. Because sometimes things go longer or shorter, depending on the time we have. So playing and keeping your eye on him is just make sure you don't get caught up in too much in what you're doing, because there's always a cue.
Yeah. Well, Ron, looking at your shirt, you're wearing an Admit Nothing shirt, so this is a good question to ask you all. What do you think of what's going on musically in the Lehigh Valley right now? Do you have any reflections about local bands, local music, people coming to shows?
A lot of tribute bands out there nowadays, more than I can remember, I guess, than over the years. But a lot of great musicians, man.
Yeah,
This
new
is
bands
a
are always
melting
popping
pot.
up.
Yeah, and there's
Great
a lot of
music.
scenes, but I wish that it was more unified. You know, I wish that like there was just like a common ground, you know, and sort of the alternative gallery is sort of like that, because most bands end up playing there. But there, other than that, you know, Funhouse, I don't know where the common ground is here to go and see bands.
Just need more and better venues, because there's always plenty of good bands and musicians all the time.
A lot of bands don't stay together, unfortunately. Yeah, just think about sticking around.
I quit.
We all want to
Right
do
now.
it, you know? Right?
We're unemployed.
All the time.
Well, that's inspirational. Especially thinking about how long you got, well, Brother JT, but the band itself, this cohesive unit, has been playing music. That's really great that you stuck with it all these years.
Yeah.
Well, I think I can speak for Ron and Jamie too. We both say we were proud of Jamie because he's so prolific and has such an incredible range. We have a great singer. It's just easy to be in a good band like that. So.
Yeah, learned a lot about being a musician in this band too. Like, you know, as far as how you treat your other musicians. You know, he treats us great. You know, really, he thinks of his guys first before, you know, for himself a lot of times, and learn a lot about playing music, because you really get to play with good players. It's always the thing. You young kids out there, play with the best players you can play with, and you'll always get better.
Yeah.
Good advice.
For real.
I'll just throw this out there. Is there any live stories, any moment that was really memorable recently about playing out that you want to mention?
We drove across the Mississippi, 4 times in an hour?
If you're trying to
Looking
find
for a
some
gig.
place in Iowa, it was sort of like, in a sense, like this. It was
An old school
Daytimers
house.
or something.
Yeah.
And they gave us the wrong address, and it wasn't that memorable. And then we drove like 13 hours to go play in Akron at a warehouse.
I got a lot of cool pictures of a steamboat. The same one.
From all different angles.
From all the.
I think we opened for Sean Lennon. That was fun.
Yeah.
A few
wow,
years ago.
definitely.
I don't think Mike was there.
No, he was.
That
Was
was
he?
fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. That was fun.
And his supermodel girlfriend gave me a kiss on the cheek, but don't tell anybody.
Yeah. Sean would be
But
jealous.
she's a great bass player too.
Right.
And easy on the eyes.
Yeah.
Well, you said that.
Well, that's great. So, guys, thank you again for coming. We end every interview with a pick from the band. Is there anybody you've run across playing live that you want to mention, and we'll go out on a song from them?
Run,
I like
Hide, Fight
that.
is real good.
Run, High Fight. I like that band Grass that's played here several times.
Grass.
Very good. Yeah.
A great band.
Yeah.
Ron probably knows a bit. Lunch Trucks are good.
Lunch trucks.
Lunch Trucks.
Lunch Trucks, absolutely.
What was it? Lunch, Drugs?
Two teams, Scott.
Trucks, yeah.
Bands in Philly, St. James of the Apostles are
They come
Yes.
here a lot.
Making
Yeah.
another
They just played
album.
her last Friday.
Yeah.
Run, Hide, Fight. Just played a great show
Okay.
Suffolk Cox Mach 2.
somewhere. Boot and Saddle, Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, we'll try and do as many of those as we have time for. But once again, Brother JT, Jamie, Ron, and Mike, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
the fuck all my other shit gets stolen all the time? He's like,